Hello guys, welcome to Tarot. This will be your July 2019 reading. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And as I had before, I shuffled the cards beforehand so that we could jump straight into the reading without any interruptions. A few announcements that I have are rather, it's not really announcements, but I guess things to look out for. Today, as I record this, it's July 2nd. There is a solar eclipse. It is in the new moon of Cancer. Issues surrounding the home of all sorts are changing or being magnetized at this time. Mercury retrograde is starting on July 7th, which will have many of you set back in communications, feeling halted when it comes to starting new projects, problems with travel, with commutes. There's going to be blockages of all sorts coming up for you to learn patience and work with. So just some announcements as far as that's concerned. Also, this spread is new. It is an astrological spread, 12 houses representing different areas of your life so that we can get a general overview of everything. That being said, I will jump into your reading. So in the first house, we have the Six of Wands. So first house is the house of self and how people are perceiving you at this time, your appearance. The Six of Wands is a card of recognition. I believe you're feeling very confident at this time. People are really recognizing your efforts and are seeing you as a powerful person. They see you as very victorious. All of your efforts are not going unseen. Everyone sees you on the outside as someone who is kind of collected and has their life together. This might come as a shock to you because maybe you don't yourself feel that way, but there is going to be, there are a lot of people that are seeing you that way. And if you don't feel it right now at the very start of July, you will feel that, and that will be something that you are moving into in July 2019. In the second house, this is the house of finances and the house of material wealth. And I see the Five of Cups, so I feel like you might lose something of value. You may have made a bad investment and you are not seeing a return on it. There's some kind of loss, but you're focusing on the loss too much. So in the second house, I feel like you have a focus on your money and what it is that you aren't, like how you aren't doing well with your money. And that might bring upon more negative things because you're focusing on the negative. So I want to give you that warning when I see that card, that I feel like you still have a lot behind you, but you're focusing too heavily and too deeply on what is not there at this time, and that's not serving you in a very good way, I don't believe. Now in the third house is the house of siblings, house of close friends, and the house of journeys, small journeys. And the card that came out for that is the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like there's an earth sign. This could be your sibling, or this could be a very close friend. This person is very stable, and I believe that they're giving you some kind of an offering to start a plan with them, to work with them, to do small jobs that would make you money. But I feel like these plans are very slow coming, like they're talked about, but it's not, they're supposed to be for later on. So you don't really see things coming to fruition, and you might feel a little discouraged by that. But I do feel like you have good news, because this is usually representing someone bringing you good news in finances. So either your sibling is doing really well, or someone is, bringing you this offering and this good news for you. And I believe that they could be an earth sign. I also believe that this person, is very stable, because usually the knights they just, kind of go after something they want, and it usually doesn't work out, because they don't really think about it. They, act first and think later. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of the knights, and he really goes after what he wants and takes his time. Now, this deck, I don't read reversals, because reversals usually In this deck, they actually say not to, but reversals usually for this card would mean needing to take action. So how I personally read this is like, the fourth house, the house of family. I believe like you have to have a conversation with someone in your family or someone in your home that you live with, that there's tension that needs to be broken, but instead you are not taking action, and it's but you need to. Like, I believe that you need to take action, but you aren't at this time because you don't feel like you can. Maybe you don't feel like you can communicate with this person or these persons very clearly, but I do believe that you have everything within you to do so. I think a lack of confidence is causing you to like not have the communication or the conversations that you really need to have. But I think that it would make your home life feel a lot more stable and secure if you did have these conversations. I really do also feel like you need to be really careful about the decisions that you make at this time, especially regarding this, because you might create an unhappy home, and everything within the Cancer season is relating to your home life. So there is a large emphasis around that as is. So you don't want to create any more tension. So just really be careful of the decisions you make regarding this. Now the fifth house is the fifth house is the house of romance, the house of creativity, of children, and I see the Three of Wands. So I kind of feel like you're going to hear of someone from far away being pregnant. The reason why I got that when I saw that is because, like, 3 is the number of, like, creativity. It's after the duality, and it's needing to take action and, like, move away from something. But I feel like with this and being in the house of children, I feel like someone that doesn't live near you is going to approach you with news that they are pregnant, or that they are, like, getting married or in a new relationship. I really do feel like pregnancy was what came to my mind, truthfully. Someone also may move, like one of your close friends may move far away. That's also a possibility, I believe, with this card. Or you might want to move away from a romance and go in a different direction than the one you're in. But I feel more often for this group, this is going to pertain to hearing of a pregnancy or a far move. Now, in the sixth house is the house of health, and we got the Justice card. So I feel like you really have a need to self-care right now. You need to balance your social, like your mental health and your physical health, especially in regards to work. You also might need to pay extra attention to a Libra at this time. When I did the Libra reading, they really did need to like ask others and unload onto others the problems that they were having, and they were unable to do that. So I feel this coming up in that position is kind of saying, if you do have a Libra in your life, really reach out to them, because cardinal signs are kind of struggling at this time a little bit, honestly, and they could really use the extra hand. But I really do feel like you could also be stressed about something pertaining to the law. So you could be having like emotional, like, or physical problems because of stress due to some kind of trial. And this could be something very small, but I do feel like you are worrying about it a lot. And the seventh house is the house of partnerships, of business partnerships and marriages. The card that came out for that is the King of Pentacles. So I do feel like with the King of Pentacles, I feel like some of you may be involved with an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, and they could be a very stable person that has all of your material needs met. They could be very abundant in their financial life, and this could be someone that you're dealing with. You could also be starting a new business partnership with someone of an earth sign or someone who is very good with money, and if so, that is a blessing in disguise, because you are actually going to be starting a business with someone who is very lucky in that area. and therefore you will both have a abundance together and be able to manifest that together. Now, the 8th house is the house of change, of transformation. And the card that came out for that is the Ace of Swords. So I do feel like you guys will be giving a lot of clarity to someone. I think that you're a lot more expressive at this time. You're going to be a lot more direct. I think by speaking your minds, you're going to have a lot of changes happen. You might be very passive normally, or passive about certain situations or conversations, but I think at this time you're kind of over dealing with that, and you're more willing to say what needs to be said and get it out there. And I think that that's been something that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. But now I really do feel like you're communicating your needs, and you're giving clarity, and you're bringing light to a lot of areas of your life. And this was something that was like a long effort for you to get, but now you're starting to finally get it. And you really are just being honest, and you're reaching out to people just to get things off your chest. Which might be a little weird during retrograde, but maybe it's what you need. So I'm not judging. 9th house is the house of travel. Travel's not advised at this time. The card that came out for that is the 10 of Swords. I feel like work is really chaotic. You might be working multiple jobs, or things might be going on at work where you really want to change your work. You might want to be trying to transition into something where you can travel for work, but right now you're too unstable, and your financial life might be a little bit unstable. You might have taken a loss recently that makes it so that you can't travel, but travel is not to be advised, and I don't see anything that's long distance. I do feel like there also might be problems at work or betrayals at work, and I feel like this will bring on new ideas for you, because you might figure out that where you are currently stationed isn't where you need to be. The 10th house is the house of work. In the house of careers, your career path, card that came out for that is the King of Wands. So I do feel like you have to understand people at work. I feel like you're very masculine when it comes to direct energy in the workplace, and that could be a great thing for business, but it also could come off as someone who works for themselves only, and you might not be seen as a team player. I want you to really work on doing your work with full confidence and being able to be a leader, not by being overly bossy. But you might have a lot of benefits by doing that, and if you recognize these faults, then those problems at work are more than likely not to occur. The 11th house is the house of acquaintances, the house of humanitarian efforts, and the card that came out for that is the 7 of Wands. So I feel like many of you might have fights with friends. You might be feeling like you're ganged up on, and you're really defensive as well. But I do feel like you have the right to be, in a way. Maybe the things that are being said against you are really false, or they're not a true narrative, and you feel like people are betraying your trust, and that's why you really feel the need to be able to express yourself right now, and you might be willing to fight. But I do feel like, I don't know, it's not a pretty scene. It's not a very comfortable thing. I think it is something that is necessary for your growth, but I feel like you might be feeling alone, because fighting with friends, especially close friends, creates a little bit of an issue, or a distrust with where you're at. And the 12th house is the card of your subconscious, things that you're not willing to face, that you don't want to face, things that are coming up for you at this time. The card that came out for this is Judgment. Judgment to me always resembles a second spiritual awakening, someone being called towards something that's greater than themselves, that really will benefit them in their lives. A major decision. I really do believe that there's a major change that you need to make in your life, either a spiritual or professional calling, and you need to make decisions that will create a lot of sacrificing that you might not be willing to do, because you want to be reliant on something more stable, but people in your life are going to show up that are going to show you that it is stable and they are stable for you, and everything that you need to go after, you need to take the leap, because the people that are coming up in your life that are stable are going to be people who have not taken the easy way out of anything. And I think that's going to inspire you. I do feel like you have to listen to everyone and everything at this time. Your dreams are going to be really important. I believe the archangel for this card is Raphael, if you guys want to double check that for me. And get Gabriel as well. But I do believe Raphael comes with this because it deals with healing. But I do believe you guys can look into that and work with those energies, because I think that there's a lot of things that are going to progress right after that Judgment card that's going to flip your world upside down. But I think you need to focus on moving forward and not living in like the grief and living in the negative. Another thing is the bottom of the deck, which is like the secret message, is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is talking about being led by your heart. And I really feel like there's things with it that there's choices and decisions you need to make this month that are going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. And what I mean by that is you need to take risks. And I think your intuition is extremely high right now, since we are in a cardinal water, which this is what Knight of Cups is, cardinal water energy. So I think you're really able to roll with the energies that you're being given. And if you do, everything that is happening is for a reason and is going to bring you your greatest peace. But to get there, you still need to be able to really to get there, you're really going to need to go after everything, take the risks, fall in love. Don't focus on the negative things, focus on the stable people that are coming up, and focus on what it is that they tell you that they've done. Because I really do feel like a lot of your inspiration is going to come from other people. I'm sorry that I spent so much time on the end of that. I felt like I had more to say and then I just kind of blanked. But I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I believe that there's a lot of good things. I believe a new alliance is happening in your life, because there are two knights, as far as the Knight of Pentacles, and the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. And there are two kings, with the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So I do feel like there's a lot of things going on and a lot of outward energy, but I think it's going to really benefit you. And I think that a lot of things are going to get done this month. And you kind of want to sit and wait, but if you do, the waters are going to come over you anyway. So do what you do best and dive deep. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in August of 2019. Bye. Have a good one.